Okay, so, do you or do you not fear death?
I do not fear death.
Interesting. Where does this unusual response stem from?
Well, I was raised Catholic by a mom who converted to Catholicism, so very strict. And essentially my whole life I was taught that death isn't something to be afraid of. Like, every funeral I've ever been to has been like a celebration of that person. Specifically, my poppy's funeral was a legitimate party. My Nana talks about all the time about how when she dies, the only thing she's upset about is she won't be able to attend the funeral party. So,
do you feel like that's different compared to your peers from what you've seen?
Yes, I have been to some funerals that were not for my family, where it was a very sad and kind of grief-fueled, oh, what are we going to do without them? Oh, this is awful, this is the worst thing. And it felt very weird to me.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable?
It did, because to me it felt like it was shifting the focus off of where it should be, which is honoring the person that passed and focusing the attention on me, my feelings, I've lost them, which, that's kind of a rude way to put it, but...
Do you think your lack of fear affects your perspective on life and in your actions?
I do. I'm not exactly out here taking a whole bunch of risks, because I don't want to die. I don't seek death. Well, I kind of seek death. In what I study. I seek death in what I study, and I surround myself with memento moris, and in my perspective, death is as much a part of life as living is. Death is everywhere. It's a cyclical nature of life and death. I will live, I will die, circle of life. I'll feed the grass will feed the deer. Probably some hunter in my family will shoot the deer, eat the deer. It's the circle of life.
Do you think your lack of fear affects your relationship with others in any way?
I think my lack of fear of death has freaked some people out. I know my kind of laissez-faire attitude when talking about death has freaked my mom out a couple times. I've mentioned dying around my dad, and he hates that. He hates hearing me talk about my own future death. Does not like it in the slightest. But I am comfortable with death. And it kind of puts me in this place of, sometimes I'm talking to other people and I look at them and they talk about how terrified they are of dying, and I don't understand. I don't think I've ever been in a place where I was truly afraid of death itself. So I don't have that common ground, that common understanding that a lot of people have, and it's kind of like
isolating.
A little. I'm starting off any conversation on death on a different foot than someone else's most of the time, and it's kind of like, it's hard to describe. It feels like I'm saying things. It feels very hoity-toity to say it this way. It feels like I'm already at a place that I've reached with death that people my age usually have not reached at this point in their lives. When I talk about death and how I feel about death, I'm more commonly related to by people older than me, who have lived longer and have grown more comfortable with death. People my age we don't really understand each other on that level.